YouTube, Mo's Nose fam, welcome back. We got another prospect spotlight. We have another amazing guest, a young man who is getting ready for the 2023 NFL draft, getting ready to realize his dreams to play on the big stage at the next level. And we're going to talk to him. We're going to talk about his career so far. Another young man who's faced some adversity within his career, but he's still pushing on. We're going to talk about that adversity, talk about what drives and what motivates him as he gets ready to play for an NFL team coming up in the 2023 NFL season. We'll be right back with you in a second.
Sorry, Mose couldn't be here, but he doing the Mrs. Mosley thing right now. They're out doing. They're enjoying Valentine's Day is what I was trying to say.
I got you.
Y'all the worst.
You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. Mo's know it all. Mo's know it all. I guarantee real taste, ain't no faking that at all. If you don't know, you gon' know. Mo's knows, tune into the show. Not a game, nitty gritty, ready go committee. Mo should be the CEO. Too solid, too real, too 100. I'ma keep it real when you don't. This that real gold talk. 24 karat words. San Francisco 49er fam. Realest squad on the earth. The 5 God, number 5, taking us to 6. Young killer Trey Lance. New era, new season. Mo's got you covered. Go ahead and subscribe. 2022 this year. Got a whole nother vibe. Mo's know it all. Mo's know it all. Mo's know it all. Tune in for the vibe. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing, you don't know nothing, but I know that. Mo's knows.
Y'all know it's about that time. I love these interviews. I love talking to players, and I'm really excited. I'm excited for all of the interviews, but I'm excited about this particular interview. We have a 5-star recruit. That lets you know he was a dog coming out of high school. 5-star recruit from Fontana, California, out of St. John Bosco High School. Under Armour High School All-American, U.S. Army High School All-American, even picked off Trevor Lawrence in that game. Like Sunshine, long hair, Jacksonville Jaguars, picked him off in that game too. 6 foot, 225, hard-hitting safety, ball-hawking safety. Listen, it's getting kind of scary. It's going to get kind of scary at the next level, and I'm excited to talk to this young fella, man. I've been watching his career for a little bit, especially more closely now that his past few seasons have been with the Boston College Eagles, and y'all know the attention that I pay to that program. So we're not gonna waste no time. We're just gonna bring the man, the myth, the legend, Jaiden Woodbey, into Mo's Nose. What's going on, Jaiden? How you doing this evening, bro?
Man, pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm glad we have this opportunity to speak with you, man. We're just gonna have the folks who will be tuning into this show, the Mo's Nose fam. I like to call them the know-it-alls. Get to know you a little bit. You can see behind me, I am a 49ers fan, but my channel caters to all 32 NFL teams. So for those that are watching this channel, if their NFL team is looking for a safety to come in and help that defense get to the next level, you may be one of the prospects that they're looking at to add to their team in the 2023 NFL draft. So we just want to get to know you a little bit. Let's start with, some icebreaker questions. One of the things that I want to start with is, man, I see that you are a foodie. You are not only a world-class athlete, not only do you have you know, all your you got your undergrad degree, and you got 2 master's degrees now.
Yeah, two
So
massive.
so not only are you a football All-American, an academic All-American, now you're trying to be a culinary All-American, and you got the Woodbey Food Instagram account. So
Yeah.
how'd you get into cooking, man? And what's your favorite go-to dish right now?
Man, I got into cooking from my parents, man, just from a young age. I always wanted to eat. And, it got to the point where, they didn't always want to cook for me. So my parents taught me how to cook. And then from there, I just enjoyed the love of cooking. It's an art, it's a passion, it's a muse for me. So it's like all of those things. So, uh, yeah, my favorite dish right now, it'll probably have to be some type of dish with salmon or shrimp. And so like maybe like a shrimp pasta with some salmon on top, or some blackened salmon with some rice and some broccoli or something like that.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Have you heard of the YouTuber AB? He got a channel,
Nah,
Smoking and Grilling with AB.
uh-uh.
He from the West Coast. He like
Yeah,
legit like West Coast through how he talk, his mannerisms. He's West
yeah.
Coast through and through. But he has a YouTube channel. He puts out recipes. One of
Mm,
the ones that I just tried out recently, it's like it's kind of like a jambalaya, but it's not. It's just like a shrimp and rice bowl. So it's shrimp, rice, bell peppers, and you
uh-huh.
just cook the shrimp up. You add some andouille sausage in that. Throw the
Yeah.
rice in there. Once the rice gets a little bit of brown, you throw some chicken broth in there and let that rice cook up, bro. I cooked it twice. It's been a hit in the crib. So if you like a shrimp dish, check that out, man. That's awesome, man. I'm glad to find another a fellow cook. I get busy on the grill, so I'm outside on the
Yeah.
smoker.
Yeah, I
I'm
love the
I'm
grill too.
I'm 365 on that thing, man. It'll be freezing cold, and my neighbors would see me outside. They're like, "Why are you cooking?" I'm like, "Listen, the family said they wanted some smoked chicken wings and some ribs. I gotta do what I
Yeah,
gotta do." So, like you said, it is definitely a passion, definitely something to help me, clear my mind and get if my mind is racing or if I'm thinking about too much, I can get in the kitchen. I can focus on cooking and the intricate details and making sure the flavors are all there. So, I definitely agree with you there. I see you got the headphones on.
yeah,
We always see players, getting off the bus on away games, or they have the cameras, invading y'all privacy while y'all getting ready for a game. But cameras throughout the locker room, and
yeah.
players got the headphones on. Man, what's on your game day playlist, man? What are you listening to get you locked in before you hit the field?
The first song that I've always listened to is When We Ride on Our Enemies by Tupac. So I've always listened to that since I was like a freshman in high school. Like that's the first song that I gotta listen to every day, every game day. And then after that, it's gonna be a mixture of a Young Boy, Tupac, Lil Durk. Like those are like the main people that I listen to. A little bit of Rod Wave to calm me down. So like those are the main people I've been listening to.
So I that's the first time I actually heard that. So the ride wave to calm you down. So like, do you use the playlist to like get you up, and then you throw on something to kind of like level you out to where like you tunnel vision locked in?
Yeah, so like when we ride on our enemies by Tupac, like that just put me in the mode. Like, all right, it's game time. Like, no matter what, like it's time to go. You got people that you're trying to conquer. So that song comes up first. Lil Durk, he get me angry. He get me a little angry, and then Young Boy, he gets you just ready to just Young boy, he in a different mode. He puts you in a different mode. And then if I'm like too hype, I just throw on some rod to cool me back down. So then I can, I do the same process right up until we go out there for like warm ups.
That's
Yeah,
okay. That's different. I never heard that before, but I like that. I mean, gotta go up, and if you feel yourself getting a little too juice, you got something to say. Okay, let me bring it down just a tad. I don't want to come all the way down. I like that. That's dope. That's dope, man. That's great insight into your process
yeah,
before a game. All right, let's move into some football questions that we have here. So, my number one question always on these shows when we get to this segment is, why football? What was it about the game of football that drew you in and you decided that, yeah, this is the sport that I want to pursue?
I mean, just the love of the sport. I love to compete, and this is one of the only sports where you're legally allowed to hit somebody and put inflict pain on them without getting in trouble. So that combination, I fell in love with it as a kid. And uh, ever since then, I've just been in love with the sport. And then the more you learn about the sport, the more you realize like how beautiful the game is in the sense of like the things that you can do to manipulate the offense, manipulate the defense, and try to win. It's like a physical chess game, if you think about it, and I enjoyed it.
That's dope, man. Why or not before I get to that. So throughout your career, playing, Pop Warner, playing football, as a young boy, um, what other positions did you play, if any? And then what was it about, the defensive backfield, the safety position where you said, this is my home, this is my position, this is what where I want to play?
So I played every position pretty much. My first year, I started off on the offensive line, to get tough. My parents wanted me to get tough. And then after that, I started to play a little bit of tight end. And then I went to running back. And then I went to quarterback. And then after that, I got into the defensive side of the ball like my junior year of college. I mean, junior year of high school. That's when I really started to just strictly play defense. But the reason I got into defense is my first high school that I went to, one of the coaches told me and my dad, like, you have 45 receivers out there, but you only have like 10 DBs. Like, who do you think is going to get noticed more? Who do you think is going to get noticed quicker? Defense. Not everybody want to do the dirty work of the defense. So it's like you go there, you can make your money. So that's why I stayed on defense.
Okay. Okay. Um, what is it about the safety position that you love the most? Like, is it the hitting? Is it the sitting back in zone and having everything in front of you and be able to read and react? Like, what is it about the position that like I love this position?
I mean, just the name of it, safety. Like you're the safety of the defense. Like you have to make sure that everything goes right. And the beautiful thing about being a safety is that you have to know everybody's position. Like you have to know what the front is doing, what the second level is doing, what the corners are doing, what the nickels are doing, and then your guys' responsibilities. So I feel like that's another reason why like safety is just such a beautiful name to label my position because I think that I embody what a safety is. A safety has to be the safety net of the defense in the sense of being able to know everything. So your most versatile player should be playing safety. And me being a versatile player, I think that it suits me well, being able to play multiple spots throughout the whole defense, throughout the whole game, throughout every drive, no matter what down and distance it is. You know that you got a guy back there that can do whatever you need.
And it speaks to, you talk about versatility, somebody who played offensive line, tight end, running back, quarterback, and then all
Yeah,
the other spots on defense. Like, you kind of have a sense of what everybody's going to do. You get a sense of tendencies, right? And as you continue to play the game and you build up those tendencies, when you're back there playing safety and you see, a offensive lineman, on his heels instead of having his hand in the dirt leaning forward, okay, he's in a pass set.
exactly.
You see different things when you see certain motions, when you see how guys are lined up, you because you did it and you have that experience, it kind of just makes the game, so much easier for you. And I think that's what we see when we watch you on film. We see somebody who has that cerebral mind to say, I know what they all doing. I can look at them and I may not know exactly what they're doing, but I got a good idea of what they're about to do or trying to do, and I have,
Yeah.
the tools that I need to react to it. That's awesome, man. Um, I want to talk about adversity. I think I the players that I have that I interview always seem to have gone through some type of adversity.
Yeah.
And again, we talk about you being a 5-star athlete coming out of high school. Um, and I You spent your first 3 collegiate years there, so I feel like it's appropriate to ask this question: what is the real DBU?
To be honest, man, I don't know. It's a lot of schools, man. It's a lot of
Because
schools that could be.
Florida State got that claim. You think about
Yeah,
Deion Sanders and Jalen Ramsey and Derwin James and
yeah,
yourself. But if
yeah.
you ask LSU say, nah, wait a minute, we DBU.
That's what I'm
If you
saying.
ask
And then,
if you ask Texas be like, hold up, wait a minute, we got a bone to pick in this. We can stand up in this fight too. So
man, yeah, it's honestly it's hard. It's hard to pick, but I'm gonna be biased. I always to the core would think FSU is gonna be DBU. Like that's the reason why I went there.
right.
Uh, yeah, it's just yeah. That's I'll have to say they are. I mean, it's a close match with a lot of other schools too, but definitely them.
Respect. But speaking about your time at FSU, you know, unfortunate injury your sophomore year.
Yeah,
You had the injury to your knee. Um, talk about the foundation of your work ethic, to have that type of injury. And, I was, reading a couple articles, and you can speak to this, whether it was true or not, or if somebody was just embellishing, that maybe you thought about not even playing the game anymore.
yeah. So my first injury, my first injury was my freshman year. I played on a torn labrum the whole year, and a lot of people don't know that. But yeah, I played on a torn labrum my freshman year, and then the knee injury my sophomore year. What was really devastating about the knee injury was, I had a promising freshman year, and then sophomore year, I had a lot of hype around my name, and I was playing really well, and then an unexpected injury, came in, and also a coaching change came in, and also another position change came in. So it's like I had all of this adversity that I had to deal with. But from a young age, I've always been taught, like, you have to prove yourself every year, every single day. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're at. Like, you got to prove yourself. So every single year I had to prove myself, to a new coach, to a new position, to like just to a new type of change. And yeah, with my knee injury, it was multi-ligament knee injury, and I had to get surgery within like 48 hours. It was very traumatic. Uh, it got to the point where, they were like, man, your recovery is going to take about a year to a year and a half before you can play football again. And, it got to a point where I couldn't even do anything. Like, my parents had to help me do everything. I couldn't even use the restroom without assistance. So just being one of a premier athlete, to not even being able to, do anything on your own, it was just like that quick of a flip. So it was something that was, very challenging for me. It crossed my mind like, man, will I ever even be able to be myself again, through this knee injury? But, after about a week or so, I had a conversation with my dad, and he was like, man, like at the end of the day, like, this sucks. And like it hurts me just as much as it hurts you that you can't play and that your dreams got put on a hop. But at the same time, everybody has their specific journey, and if you still want to achieve the things that you want to do, I mean, you still can. The only person that's stopping you is you. And you know that the road to recovery is going to be tough, but you got to get through it. You got to get through the storm. Like you can't avoid it. And that was something that I looked at myself in the mirror and was like, man, at the end of the day, like I have a dream that I want to accomplish, and nobody's gonna feel sorry for me, and nobody's gonna care. Like I gotta, get up, get going, and get my mind right. So that work ethic of you have to prove yourself every year got me to the position that I'm in now. And I ended up coming back in like 6 months. And I played the following year without a brace. So I think it just goes to show, your mind is very powerful and your body is too. You put your mind to things, you can do it. No matter what anybody says, no matter what people are saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this. The numbers say this, the numbers say that, but it's like you can't put a measure on somebody's heart and somebody's will. So I think that that's something that attests to who I am as an athlete and who I am as a person.
1000%, man. I thank you for sharing that with us. By the way, he not gonna brag, but I'm gonna brag for him. He's one of only 9 true freshmen in Florida State history to start every game as a freshman. Like only 9. Like that's 2 hands. Like I don't need. I got 10 fingers. I got to put one down because only 9 of them did it, and he's one of them. He's not going to tell y'all. He's not going to brag. He's not going to toot his own horn. But I'm a beep it. Like that's amazing. So like you said, to come in, start as a true freshman, every single game, be one of only 9 players to do that, and then come in the following year with all of this hype, with all of this expectation, and then to be hit with the injury and the coaching change and all of this different adversity, it does speak to who you are as a person. Forget the football player, who you are as a person to say, like you said, this sucks, but am I going to get up and do something about it, or am I just going to sulk in this? And I think, your words just now are words for athletes, especially young athletes. I'm gonna clip this up and send this to my son who's playing basketball right now. You gotta grind, you gotta work hard, you gotta put in that work and show that it matters to you, no matter the situation or the outcome. So I appreciate you 100% for sharing that. Let's discuss your decision to then transfer from FSU to Boston College. What was a part of that decision, and we're going to talk about that in 2 aspects, right? So from the football aspect, going from Florida State to Boston College, but then from a geographical aspect, being from California, going to Florida, and then coming up to the Northeast to Boston, where in October, November, December, January, February, it get a little frigid out there. So
it get cold.
Talk about it from a football aspect and then from a geographical aspect.
All right, so from Cali to Florida, football aspect. I mean, good football is good football. Like you got good football in SoCal. I mean, you got good football in Southern Florida, and in South Florida, that was what the majority of FSU was had. So that really wasn't an issue for me because I was already used to competing. The weather, it was so humid. I think after like my first week out there, I called my mom. I was like, "Yeah, I think I might go to USC because this weather, I can't do it. I can't do it." But she laughed. She was like, "You'll get used to it eventually." So I ended up getting used to it. But yeah, man, football aspect. I got into a lot of fights my freshman year. Spring ball and winter workouts. Because I was the only Cali kid. Everybody else from somewhere in the South. So they thought I was just gonna be somebody to get picked on, and I let it know from the jump, like, hey, I'm coming to take y'all spot, and I'm not to be played with. So I had to do that, and I think I earned a lot of people respect. Then transferring from Florida State to Boston, weather crazy. That was the first time I ever seen snow when I went to Boston. And I was shocked because I was like, we're still functioning. Like we have to go to workouts, we got to go to class, like we got to do all these things in the snow. Like I'd rather just be in my be in my room, And then from the football aspect, I mean, it really wasn't that much of a difference for me in terms of athletes. You're gonna have athletes everywhere. It's just a matter of the mindset and everything too. But I mean. It was a no-brainer going to BC over every other school too. I mean, you got NFL coaches there. Why would you not want to be around them? And the more I learn about life is like it's not a matter of what you know, it's a matter of who you know. And I know that I'm a pretty good football player, and I know that being around pretty good coaches, especially NFL coaches, will hopefully have some benefit to me in the future. So it was a no-brainer to go there.
Now, from a teammate aspect, both former teammates and current teammates, did you get any flack from your former teammates transferring to a conference rival? We talking about ACC rivals, Florida State and BC. Like I was at the game in 2021, Florida State versus BC. I was there in the building, and seeing that atmosphere with an ACC rival. So any Florida State teammates give you any crap for going to a rival? And was it tough kind of winning over your new teammates because they remember playing against you when you were at FSU?
I don't think it was hard to win over the teammates. I just know the type of player and person that I am. So that really wasn't hard. When I left FSU, it was a couple guys, they was curious as to why I left and what school I'll be going to and everything. But none of them really gave me a hard time actually. So that was interesting. It's like if I went to, that orange and blue school, or if I went to that green and orange school, it'd be different. I don't like either of them still. I'm still no blooded at heart. So, yeah. Yeah,
I can dig
man.
it. I can dig it. Just as long as you didn't go there, everybody cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Okay, so your collegiate career is done. You get an invite to the East West Shrine Bowl. Talk about your week at the East West Shrine Bowl, and how was that experience for you, and what did you learn while you were there?
Man, it was a fun experience, just being with the Patriots staff and me playing inside linebacker the whole time. That was interesting. I never played that spot like fully, and me being the only person that was out of position that whole week in the sense of me being the only person in a new position room. I feel like that was something that I was able to show off, like I can do whatever. Like I can play whatever position and I'll be good at it. So I think that was one thing that I did when I was out there that put me in a better position. But overall, it was a good week. Got to be around good athletes, good competition, a lot of NFL personnel and NFL staff. They got to see how I worked at practice, how I was as an individual, how I was as a person. I think that all of those factor into who they draft as well. Like my coach used to always tell me like I'm the safest draft pick in the sense of like they have nothing to worry about with me. Like they're gonna get a great football player, a great person, a great athlete, and a great leader all in one.
That's amazing, bro. Had you playing inside linebacker all week? You said you don't mind. So if a team says, Jaiden, we want to draft you, but we want to move your position, we want to make you a permanent linebacker, your answer is,
I'm getting paid, so it don't matter.
let's go. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Let's go. Long as I can get on the
Yeah,
opportunity to get on the field, love it.
yeah,
Um, so your life is a little bit different now. You
yeah,
completed your college career. You got your bachelor's. You got your 2 master's degrees. Hopefully, no more schooling. All that's done. No more final exams.
yeah.
All that's done and out the way.
Exactly.
Um, Now you're preparing for the NFL draft. Just give the viewers insight into like what a day in the life of Jaiden Woodbey looks like as you're preparing for the draft.
So right now, I mean, you'll wake up around like 7:30, workouts around 9 to 10. Make sure you got to eat before, so they have meal prep and stuff for you. So you get to the facility, enjoy your meal prep. You go train. After you do your first training session, you have a little bit of a break. So that's probably when you'll eat lunch, and then you might have a second field session just depending on the day. Like today, I had 2 field sessions. I had my speed training session and my position skill training. And then after that, you'll go straight to your lift. So after your lift is over, you'll get like a protein shake, and then you'll go do recovery for however long. And then after that, you have a good amount of free time at home. Whether you're done at like 3 or 4. After that, you got enough time to just relax and just decompress and get ready for the next day.
So during this time, what are some things that you are focusing on to improve in your game during this process? I believe, if my information isn't mistaking me here, are you participating in Boston College's Pro Day on the 24th of March?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so as you're preparing for your Pro Day on the 24th, what are some things that you're focusing on during your training sessions, so that you are 100% ready to go for your Pro Day?
Definitely speed. I know that they a lot of people, they want to see how fast I'll run. So, I'm definitely working on my 40 and my starts and just trying to get faster. I leaned up a lot. I'm still at my same weight in the sense of like 223, 224. I'll probably get down a little bit more just so I can run faster at my pro day. And then after that, like the tape speaks for itself, the versatility speaks for itself and everything. And I know that I'm gonna perform phenomenal at my pro day. One thing I hope to prove to everybody is that, I should have been at the combine with everybody else that was there. Like, just me being selfish, like there wasn't any defender that was, that I felt was better than me and that deserved the combine invite over me. Everything that I've been through, I was shocked that I didn't get an invite off of everything that I've accomplished and everything, So, it's in the past, but, I still got that chip on my shoulder. That was something that I've always wanted to do as a kid. And for me not to be able to do that, it was heartbreaking. But at the same time, it put that chip on your shoulder. And, I'm just going to be living proof that you don't need a combine invite to be successful in the NFL.
Bro, you now we talking. Now we talking. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I felt some type of way about it too. But I didn't want to. I did want to ask you, but I was going to ask you off camera, like, bro, what happened? Like, why didn't you get a combine invite? Because I'm thinking, like, bro, this Jaiden Woodbey, like, we know who he is, like, we know the pedigree, like, he's a senior, he's already been through his collegiate career, like, it's a lot of other players from smaller schools that got invites. So I'm like, why didn't it? And I didn't want to ask that question because I didn't know how sore of a subject it was. But to just hear the passion in your voice, be like, yo, I felt some type of way. Like, I would have felt some type of way too. I'd have been tight. Like, hey, yo, I've been working to get to this point. Obviously, getting to the NFL is the next level, but y'all put all of this hoopla and this the glamorization of the combine around it. So, me being a player, wanting to prove myself on the biggest stage amongst my peers, to show what I can do. Like, I should have been there. I should have got an opportunity to participate just like everybody else. So I'm glad that you brought it up because I felt some type of way too. So knowing that you felt some type of way because you are the actual player, like I'm not Jaiden Woodbey, you are. So to know that you felt some type of way and it's put a healthy chip on your shoulder to say, like, I'm gonna prove that I can still be successful without that, bro. I love that. Like, now I'm fired up and ready to go. Like, I'm about to go. I'm about to go put my cleats on and go get a workout in. You know what I'm saying? Run a 3-cone or a 20-yard shuttle or something like that, bro. I love it, man. If you have spoken to any teams, you don't have to mention the team or whatever. We always hear this time of year, coaches, whether it be head coaches, position coaches, maybe even sometimes front office staff, come up with some really strange questions to ask the draft prospects to kind of throw them off guard and kind of trick them up a little bit. So if you have gotten any strange questions where you kind of like, wait, that was a little odd, what were they, if you don't mind sharing? Or if not, how are you preparing for when you do meet with these teams if they try to throw a curveball question in there to kind of get you off guard?
Well, out of all the teams that I've met with and that I've had interviews with, I don't think I've had a question that threw me off guard compared to like some of the other people that I've talked to. I think probably the most weirdest question was like, what's my favorite fruit and why? Like, I was just figuring out, like, what does this have to do with football? Like, like it was just like a weird question like that. But some of my other, teammates at the East-West Shrine and just some people that I've talked to just during training, like they've been asked some crazy questions. And like some that, just I probably won't even repeat. I'm like, why would you even ask somebody that,
Yeah, they get a little crazy with those questions. Like, I understand it to a degree, like asking the favorite fruit. Maybe you want to see how quick they respond and how articulate they can be about their favorite fruit and why they're liking it, because maybe that shows their attention to detail. But some of these questions do get a little off the rails a little bit. So I I think if I was in that position, either as a front office staff member or a head coach, I don't think I need to know that kind of crazy stuff or need to test somebody in that way. But the
Yeah.
NFL has its quirks, and it's kind of like a rite of passage, so to speak. Um,
Yeah.
let's get into some real football, bro.
All right.
It's third or fourth and short, or
Mm-hmm.
we in a goal to go situation, goal line.
Mm-hmm.
You need a stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to get a stop. It's fourth quarter. Your team is up, but your team is up by less than one possession. So you got to get this stop, or y'all lose. You meet a running back in the hole. It's mano y mano. You versus that running back. Who are you excited to compete against, and are you getting the stop?
The person I'm most excited to compete against. Oh,
It could be more than one. It don't have to be one. If you got a couple, you can rattle off the names. But who are you excited to compete against, and are you getting the stops?
I'm getting the stop against anybody, first and foremost. It don't matter who. Man, the first person that came to mind off rip, it was probably Christian McCaffrey. It
Oh,
was
don't
just
say
a
CMC. Don't say CMC.
yeah,
Oh
man.
no.
Yeah, that him or the running back from the Eagles. I feel like they're both like really, really good backs. So just me being able to stick them one good time, I mean, it'll say something about me, you know?
Okay, so we got
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey and Miles Sanders.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. I need your top 5 list on this one. And you can
Okay.
mix and match because obviously you're playing safety, you could be playing linebacker, so it could be a mixture of wide receivers and tight ends.
Hmm.
Even if you want to throw a receiving back out of the backfield, if you want to throw CMC name back in it. But I need your
Yeah.
top 5 list of wide receivers, tight ends, receiving backs that you want to lock up or you're excited to compete against at the next level.
All right. So at 5, at number 5, let's see, it'll probably be. Hmm, it's so many people that's running through my mind right now. It's a lot. 5 would be Travis Kelce.
Okay.
4 would be Mark Andrews.
Okay.
3 would be McCaffrey. 2, ooh, see that's tough, man. 2, like these are tough. Um, Pacheco from the Chiefs.
Okay.
That'll be a good matchup, really really good matchup. And then number 1, I can't think of his name, but he was on the. I think he was on the. He was on the 49ers. You remember? It was maybe year 1 or year 2 of Isaiah Simmons' career. They played against the Cardinals. It was a running back from the 49ers. He had an angle route and took it like 80.
And cooked him.
Yeah,
You talking
I
you
think it
talking
was.
about you talking about Jeff Wilson Jr.?
It was an M. Started with a Mostert.
Oh, you talking about Raheem Mostert?
Yeah, that's a speedster.
You want
If I'm able,
Raheem?
yeah. If I'm able to get him, I'll be good. I'll be really good. Yeah,
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So we
yeah,
got Mostert, we got Pacheco, CMC, Mark Andrews, and Travis Kelce. That's a good list, man. That's a good list. And you didn't shy away. What that says to me is I want to compete. If I'm on the field, doesn't matter who's on the other side. If you got a different color jersey, I don't care what your status is. I'm out here to compete. I love that. I think fans are gonna love that. I think teams are gonna love that. Final question, Jaiden, man, and we'll get you out of here. We know you got long days of training ahead of you, so we want to make sure that you get your rest and relaxation time in. So again, we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to just be here with Mo's Nose and the fam. Last question: why should a team select Jaiden Woodbey in the 2023 NFL draft?
I mean, you're gonna get a renaissance man in the sense of everything that you need for a team to win. You're gonna get a leader. You're gonna get somebody who's not a locker room cancer. Somebody who can go in there and affect the team in a positive way. A day one starter. A day one guy that's just gonna come in there and push guys. A versatile leader. Like all of those things. And I feel like I provide that for any team. I'll make any team better, no matter where they draft me and no matter what position they put me in. Once you get me on your team, you are going to be better and you will see progress from the year before. So, yeah.
Nothing he said in that answer had anything to do about football. Like I'm speaking to my son, and I hope he can hear me. He just had a 3-hour practice, so he might be knocked out. But talking about leadership, coming in and being a positive teammate, lifting guys up, doing the right things on and off the field. He knows he's a great athlete. He knows he's a good football player. That'll take care of itself. It's the stuff outside of football that allows players to become great, to realize their greatness. And you heard it in that answer from Jaiden Woodbey. Jaiden, listen, I'm excited. I know you're excited. And I think after this interview, fans of football, fans of Florida State, fans of BC will be excited to see where you go. And fans of whatever team you get drafted by will be excited to have you in the building. Listen, now I don't know what's happening with my 49ers. I don't know what they're going to do with Jimmy Ward.
Yeah.
But if they don't bring back Jimmy Ward in free agency, we need a safety. So
yeah, for sure.
I might have to clip this up and send this to John Lynch and Kyle. I'm like, hey, watch this real quick. We might need a safety.
Yeah,
Just
for
saying.
sure.
I mean, and then listen, at least you get to go against CMC in practice every day. You know
That's
what I'm
gonna get
saying?
me right.
At least you'll have that. Listen, Jaiden Woodbey, man, we thank you so much for coming on and giving us your time, man. Mo's Knows fam, go ahead and give Jaiden a follow. I should have put the information up. I am sorry. Instagram is simple. It's his name, Jaiden Woodbey. That's it. All one word, Jaiden Woodbey. Give him a follow on Instagram. Once you get to his main Instagram, you will see a link for his food Instagram, which is Woodbey Food. Go follow that Instagram channel as well so that you can get all of his fresh new recipes and you can try that for yourself. And keep your eyes open for the 2023 NFL draft to see where this young man lands. Listen, once you get drafted and you get settled, just make sure you send over a 3X Jaiden Woodbey jersey or whatever team you get so that Mose can have his Woodbey jersey, man. So love and appreciate all you guys for tuning into this interview. Jaiden, again, we appreciate your time. And until next time, we'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Appreciate you.